When it comes to gamers, there are two types of people. The person who wants to be competitive and enjoys the thrill of defeating everyone in their path, or the casual gamer who just wants to enjoy their time in the game they are currently playing. Being either of those types of people is not a bad thing at all, since you are able to have fun no matter how you like to play games. And then there's the debate on whether or not free games are better than paid games. This is a hard question to answer since most people have entirely different opinions on this subject. Some may say that free games aren't good, and other people say that paid games cost too much for what you get. Either way, you are technically both correct. Some paid games don't have the content you were expecting, and some free games are just not great since the developer didn't have the money to develop the game further. Putting all the debate aside, the real question you should probably ask yourself is if the free-to-play games are actually worth your time. One important fact to note is that 6 out of the top 10 most played games on Steam are in fact free-to-play games. And that goes to show just how important free-to-play games are when it comes to gaming as a whole. We have made a list of the 6 free-to-play games that might be one of the best in its genre, and we will go over how each of them might give you a reason to play. We will also talk about the genre of the game and if the specific or even other games like it are worth your time. Keep in mind that all games that we choose to put on this list are on Steam, and there are plenty of other launchers with free games for you to choose from as well. This video is sponsored by Aura. Aura is an identity theft service and fraud protection for your finances, personal info, and family. It's easy to understand, simple to set up, and all in one place. Not many people know this, but every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity theft, which has cost the US over $56 billion in 2020 alone. Aura gives you a secure password manager, identity theft protection, a VPN, antivirus, and more, all in one place. If you use our sponsored link in the description of this video, you will get a free 2-week trial for Aura to test out the services. And if you decide you don't like it, there is no charge to you. Alright, back to the video. Destiny 2 is a game that you can spend thousands of hours in, and you might not even realize it. Yes, the game has left a bad taste in our mouths since the whole going free and screwing over all the people who bought the game previously, but all that drama aside, it is still a great FPS. This video is basically us telling you if free games are worth your time, but it is still up to you to determine that for yourself, since all it takes to try out these games is just clicking on the download button with no extra charge. You do get more if you purchase the DLCs for Destiny 2, but you can literally play all the free content in the game and still have a ton of fun. There are strikes, PvP modes, and even the open worlds to explore, so there is a lot of content that is worth checking out if you enjoy FPS games. You could count this as an RPG since you can create your character and level up, but we want to throw this game into the FPS section since that is what you will be doing the most. There are plenty of other free FPS games that you can play, including Valorant, The Cycle, Gundam Evolution, and even Shatterline. When it comes to battle royales, there are actually a ton of options to choose from. We are going to be talking about Warzone 2 since it is the most recent one when we were making this video. It is also the game that we have been playing the most of in the past couple of months with the release of Modern Warfare 2. If you are a fan of Warzone 2 or not, there is a ton of content that the game has that you don't even need to purchase. There's the Battle Royale modes with solos, duos, and quads. There's also the DMZ mode. This mode is actually more fun than the Battle Royale mode, at least for us. It's basically extraction mode where you need to explore the map and complete objectives. There's a lot more to it if you are interested, so if you are, go check it out for yourself. There are also a ton of other Battle Royale games that are great, including PUBG, Apex Legends, Super People, and even Fortnite if you're into that. Warframe is one of those games that you are either really into or you hate it. The gameplay itself is insanely fun, but the way you have to grind the game makes it unenjoyable for us. It is a great game if you want to boot it up and group up with a couple of friends and complete submissions. It reminds us a lot of a third-person Destiny, but just way more grindy. There are a ton of people who really enjoy it, so if it looks at all interesting to you or you played it a while ago and you want to get back into it, then it is a great free game if you don't have anything else. There aren't really that many free third-person shooters out there, but there is Rogue Company. There is also a game coming out sometime in 2023 called Ark Raiders that will be free, and that game looks extremely interesting. Go give Warframe a try if it looks interesting to you. There are plenty of free strategy games, but we wanted to talk about something that is actually pretty simple: Risk Global Domination. If you don't know what Risk is, it is basically a board game where you need to defeat the enemy factions all across the board. Sounds simple, but winning is not as easy as it looks. We wanted to talk about Risk since it is one of our favorite games to play when we are in the mood for a strategy game. The rounds don't take too long, and the graphics are very simple and appealing. It obviously isn't something you would be playing for thousands of hours, but it definitely is worth playing if you enjoy playing strategy games with your friends. If you are ever in the mood for a strategy game, try this game out since it might be a game you play more often than you think you would. There are tons of other complicated free strategy games like Marvel Snap, MTG Arena, Yu-Gi-Oh!, and even Catan. Just look in the free section on Steam or any store you have and see for yourself all the gems that are hidden in there entirely for free. Survival games are very interesting, especially the free ones, because they all feel like they are the same thing. Unturned, on the other hand, is actually a very fun survival game that is actually one of the better ones out there. Yes, it does have its issues, but there is a lot to explore within this game. You can play solo and explore the world at your own pace, join servers, or even make private worlds with your friends. There is building that you can take advantage of, and you can also make the game as easy or difficult as you want. It is a very simple game that hasn't been replicated since, at least in the free section of survival games. There really isn't any other free survival game other than the small indie games that are really not worth your time. But Unturned is definitely worth at least trying out and seeing if you like it. You could say that TF2 is technically an FPS, and yes it is, but it is mainly an action game. You could also say the same thing as Overwatch 2. Putting all that aside, Team Fortress 2 is one of those games that is still fun to this day. It came out back in 2009 and is still a great game. Even the memes in the past couple of years have resurged. We know a lot of people have thousands of hours in this game, and for good reason. If you enjoy action games and you have never tried TF2, you might want to go check it out. It's basically one of the first hero shooters ever made. It paved the way for all the hero shooters we have today, and they still did it better than some of the ones that just came out. There are a ton of other free action games like Overwatch 2, Dota 2, World of Tanks, and even EVE Online. All these games are totally different from each other, so there is definitely a game for you within this category. Go on whatever device you have and search for action games. There's no shortage at all for any of these types of games. Now for the question that this video is trying to answer: are free games actually worth your time? Absolutely. We still go back to a few free games even though we have a ton of paid games in our libraries. There are really two reasons you might want to play free games over paid games. The first reason is if your friends can't afford any of the paid games and you just want to play something with them. This is the most common reason since not everybody can afford more expensive games, especially new ones. You want to have fun with your friends, so just play the free games with them. The second reason is that free games are actually fun and they are worth playing. Most free games are worth playing and you don't have to spend a dime to have fun in them. Yes, you can probably purchase stuff within the game, but you don't have to pay anything to start the experience. So if you're a solo gamer or you have friends to play with, free games are definitely a great way to spend your time. I hope you enjoyed the video and make sure to like and subscribe. Let us know down in the comments what your favorite free games are and how much time you spend in them. It might help out some other people looking for a great free game to play. You should also join our Discord where we talk to our subscribers about all things gaming, and even take requests for our gaming podcast that we do every week. All links in the description, and thanks for watching.